अस्सलाम वालेकुम। आज का हमारा टॉपिक है बिजनेस मार्केट्स एंड बाइंग बिहेवियर। सबसे पहले हम लोग देखते हैं व्हाट इज़ बिजनेस मार्केट, कि बिजनेस मार्केट क्या होता है। द बिजनेस मार्केट कंप्राइजेज ऑल द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन दैट बाय गुड एंड सर्विसेज फॉर यूज इन द प्रोडक्शन ऑफ अदर प्रोडक्ट एंड सर्विसेज दैट आर सोल्ड, रेंटेड और सप्लाइड टू अदर. It also include retailing and wholesaling firms that acquire goods for the purpose of reselling or renting them to others at a profit. In the business buying process, business buyer determine which product and services that organization need to purchase and then find, evaluate and choose among alternative supplier and brand. Companies that sell to other business organization must do their best to understand business market and business buyer behavior. आगे है characteristics of markets. In some ways, business market are similar to consumer markets. Both involve people who assume buying rules and make purchase decision to satisfy need. However, business market different in many ways from consumer markets. The main difference are in the market structure and demand, the nature for the buying unit, and the type of decision and the decision process involved. Business market also have their own characteristics. In some ways, they are similar to consumer markets, but in other ways they are very different. The main differences include. फिर हम लोग देख लेते हैं मार्केट स्ट्रक्चर एंड डिमांड, कि मार्केट का स्ट्रक्चर क्या होता है और मार्केट में डिमांड क्या होती है. बिजनेस मार्केट टाइपिकली डील with far fewer but far larger buyers. They are more geographical concentrated. Business markets have derived demand comes from or derives from the demand for consumer goods. Many business markets have in Many business markets have demand that is total demand for many business product is not affected much by price changes, especially in the short run. A drop in the price of leather will not cause sure manufacturer to buy much more unless it results in lower Shopee prices that in turn will increase consumer demand for shoes. आगे हम लोग देख लेते हैं नेचर ऑफ बाइंग यूनिट. कंपेयर्ड विद कंज्यूमर purchases, a business purchase usually involve more decision participation and a more professional purchasing effort. Often business buying is done by trained purchasing agents who spend their working lives learning how to make better buying decision. Buying committees made up of technical experts and top management are common in the buying of major goods. Types of decision and decision process. Business buyer usually face more complex buying decisions that do. Consumer buyer purchases often involve large sums of money, complex technical and economic consideration and interaction among many people and many level of the buyer organization. Because the purchases are more complex, business buyer may take longer to make their decision. The business buying process tends to be more than the consumer buying process. Large business purchases usually call of detailed product specification, written purchase order, carefully supplier searches and formal approval. The buying firm might even prepare policy manual that detail the purchase process. आगे है business buyer behavior. The model is figure suggest for question about business buyer behavior. What buying decision to business buyer make who participate in the business in the buying process, what are the major influences on buyer, how do business buyer make their buying decision। फिर आगे हम लोग देख लेते हैं a model of business buyer behavior। At the most basic level, marketers want to know how business buyer will respond to various marketing figures. Show a model of business buyer behavior. In this model, marketing and other affect the buying organization and product. Certain buyer responses as with consumer buying the marketing for business buying consists of the four pieces: product, price, place, and promotion. Other include major forces in the environment: economic, technological, political, cultural, and competitive. These enter the organization and are turned into buyer responses। आगे देख लेते हैं हम लोग कंटिन्यू। मेजर टाइप्स ऑफ बिहेविंग बाइंग सिचुएशन है पार्टिसिपेशन पेशेंट इन द बिजनेस बाइंग प्रोसेस, मेजर इन्फ्लुएंसेस ऑन बिजनेस बायर। आगे है इन्वायरमेंटल factor, business buyer are the influenced heavily by factor in the certain and expected economic environment, such as the level of primary demand, the economic outlook, and the cost of money. As economic uncertainty rises, business buyer cut back on new investment and attempt to reduce their inventories। Organization factor, each buying organization has own objective, policies, procedure, and system. The business market must know the organization factor as possible question as these arises: how many people are involved in the buying decision, who are they, what are their evaluation, what are the company policies and limits on its buyer। आगे हम लोग देख लेते हैं interpersonal factor, the buying certain usually include many participation who influence each other. The business marketer often find it difficult to determine what kinds of interpersonal factor and group dynamic enter into the buying process. Participation may have influence in the buying decision because they control reward and punishment, are well like have special have special or have a special relationship with other important participation. Interpersonal factors are often very subtle. Whenever possible, business marketer must try to understand these factors are decision strategies that take them into account. Individual factor, each in each participant in the business buying decision process brings in personal motives and preference. These individual factors are affected by personal characteristics such as age, income, education, professional identification, personality, and attitudes toward risk. Also by competitive personal proposal before choosing a supplier. Other buyer may be who are adept at the seller against one and other for the best deal। ये आज का हमारा टॉपिक हो गया। ओके, अल्लाह हाफिज़।